guess since this has been a years-long process, I guess how do you feel that this day is finally here?
Yeah, I feel like anytime that you start a project, kind of see it come to fruition, and to see it really kick off with the end of the fundraising campaign and start a construction is very rewarding. I think what it does is all the student athletes that are going to be in the facility that are going to use it, they know that it's coming, right? So it's just kind of a sense of accomplishment, I think, for them, but also maybe a sense of urgency for them to be able to get inside and use a facility like this that we just haven't had on this campus before.
How do you put into words, just what this means for not only right now, but future generations of athletes that are coming from Montana State?
Yeah, I think Coach Vegan said it. This was maybe wanted for a long time, but I think through my 8 years and through the last 5 or 6 with the playoffs, it's needed. If we want to make a serious run for a national championship, to practice up here and get the training in that we need a facility like this. We need to be able to practice on turf. We need to have a climate controlled facility where they can get their work in. And so I think that aspect is great. And then for track and field, for our distance runners, we have an indoor track right now, but our distance runners really don't run on the 200 meter track. It will give them an opportunity to be able to come inside as well. And then Coach Wee said this as well, it frees up space and time in the field house because that facility gets used so much. For them to be able to come over here, 2 of our largest teams will be able to come over into this facility and free up other facilities. It's great for all of our other sports.
You talked a little bit out there, but just being able to name this after Coach Stark with it.
Yeah, obviously when I got here, Coach Kennedy was the head coach, and I got to know Coach Stark, through Coach Kennedy. To know the lasting impacts that they've had on so many student athletes, and to know what track and field has meant to this university and our program, it means a lot. And to be able to have an indoor space for football with turf, but also be able to add the track elements. I will say that probably didn't happen at the start, but fundraising went so well, and we had some donors that really wanted to make sure that track and field was part of this facility. They really made it happen, and so I think we feel very fortunate that it did because of all the things I mentioned before. Easing the tensions on all of our other facilities and getting them over here, both to kind of their natural homes, with the football field being here and then the outdoor track and field being right behind the Bobcat Stadium.
This was 100% community support, 400 donors. Can you just talk about that community support, what it means to you to get this done?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think the last one in the building we're standing in, the BAC, was 450 to 500 donors. Another 400 donors have given to this project. I think it shows what Bobcat Athletics means to our fan base. Not all of them are alumni. Not all of them live here. But they know the impact that athletics can have on these young people's lives. And our job and our impact is the development of them. From the time they get here to the time they walk across the stage at graduation, our impact is in those 4 or 5 years during that time. And facilities like this make all the difference in the world in our student athletes' development.
You mentioned the playoff runs and needing this to make it to playoff run. How much of that was just purely we can't practice as much as we want, or how much is that seeing SDSU and DSU with indoor facilities that obviously the Grizz are getting one too?
Yeah, I think it's the going through it and knowing that how much we're limited, but then also to see other facilities across the country and see how they're being used, and at the times when we would love to be able to do that. And so I think it's a little bit of both. But we know that if we want to get to where we want to go, we have to be able to provide a space that, one, doesn't jeopardize the safety and health and well-being of our student athletes, and that of our coaches. Like Coach said, we were practicing at times where it's freezing temperatures. You could be out there for 30 minutes. Foot conditions and field conditions, being able to plant and go and run, all those were limited. And so we knew we needed it from that standpoint, but then also looking across, maybe behind our shoulders or across the way, seeing that other people had them, knowing how maybe much farther they were in that general time period of being able to get training in, we knew that it was a necessity.